batteries take a lot for
Hello and welcome to Game 2 of 2 of this exhibition matchup between your Findlay Trojans in white for Game 2 against Gilmour Academy's Gladiators donning blue for this matchup. Puck is dropped. George Homewood out there with Jonah Burkhart and Harrison Chase. Webb Sloan and Ben Grace on defense. Sloan flips that puck down the length of the ice. And Gilmour sends it to the corner. Grace comes down to pinch along with Schaaf. Now it's collected behind the boards by Gilmour. Burkhart over there trying to poke that puck away. And then Sloan came down as well. But Gilmour able to get this out, and they move it down the middle of the ice. But nice poke check there by Ben Grace. Gets that out as Homewood sends it down the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. Finn Biggs in goal for Game 2 for the Trojans. If you missed Game 1 earlier this morning, ended in a 2-2 tie. Henry Yates in goal for that one. Mason Cooper out now to take face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper gets it back to Ricky Nichols on defense in the corner. Flips that back behind the net, intercepted by Gilmour. Tried a centering pass, tipped away by Mason Cooper. Now Cooper tries to bank that off the boards, but again intercepted by Gilmour. Now scrum in front of the net. Down, poked behind, trying to wrap around, but there to block that was River Archer. Gilmour with it, still behind the net. Pursuing opportunities, trying to the front. They take a shot. Nice kick save by Biggs. Now Mason Cooper trying to find a little bit of room, gets it over to Ricky Nichols, who then gets it over to Laura Teagarden, sticks that forward. And now Archer and Teagarden are in pursuit on the forecheck as Gilmour looks to bring it out of their zone. They get it across center ice, but have trouble holding on to it. Mason Cooper there chips it back to Eddie Homewood. Eddie Homewood tries a cross ice pass that gets tipped aside but out of the zone, so back to center ice it goes. And now Gilmour dumps it into the Findlay offensive zone. River Archer there to intercept, knock it back out of the zone. Gilmour knocks it back in. Now going behind the net to collect is Webb Sloan for the Trojans. He's going to turn around the opposite way with it. He's still got it, and he whips it around the boards to Laura Teagarden. Teagarden there trying to race it, kept in though by Gilmour, and then they chip it to the front of the net, but Biggs is there with the save. Keep this all square at 0. So a little face off to the blocker side of Sting and Biggs. Rylan Peterkowski out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Still have Schwab and Beach out there with them. Shot goes wide. Collected by Sloan. Wings that around the boards. Stepped in by Gilmour. Tried centering pass. Sloan's got it again. Tries to bounce that off the boards. Hits a Gilmour player. Then tripped up. Trying to get that out was Mason Beach. Good effort by Beach there. Sent in the opposing corner. Eddie Homewood's got it now. He's battling for it behind the net. Gilmour collects, tries a centering pass. That hits Ryan Peterkowski's skate. Peterkowski gets it up to Beach. Beach tries to chip that out. He does. Slides under the skate of the Gilmour player. Now Beach on the forecheck. Tried to get that out as well, but Gilmour able to chip it forward. Now Gilmour looking for a shot. That tips. And nice save by Finn Biggs. As that tip shot, a little misdirection, but Biggs on top of it. George Homer now out to take face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. He tries to get that over, but stayed in the middle. Cleared out now by Ricky Nichols, who takes it in the opposite corner. Now he's going to look to chip that up the boards to Harrison Schaaf. Schaaf now looking to bump that forward along the boards. Homewood over there with him too. That gets sent back to the corner. Ben Grace has it now. Ben Grace goes around the boards to Burkhart. Burkhart now tries to chip that forward, chips it out, gets it up to George Homewood. Now with a head of steam trying to get to the corner with it. He's battling against the Gilmour defender. He gets tripped up as they all go for the puck. But then Harrison Chase sends one to the middle as he gets the puck around the boards. And now Gilmour wraps it out to center, but Webb Sloan is there, and he sends it up to Jonah Burkhart, who then has it, puts it down on net, stick to side, as he was trying to just dump that into the zone. And now in the corner with it is Schaaf. Schaaf's got it. He tries to tuck one in. Puck's still loose. Collected by Gilmour, and oh, it just goes over the bouncing stick of Sloan. Grace back there to knock it forward, and a nice stick work by Sloan on the lift there. And then trying to center it was Gilmour. Gets over to Sloan, who gets it to Mason Cooper along the boards, but that kicks out. And a shot taken by Gilmour, blocked by Ben Grace, who gets that wisely out of the zone, trying to move it up to Archer. Archer battles along, or Schaaf battles along the boards, gets it out to Teagarden. Teagarden takes it to the middle. Teagarden tries to chip that forward to Mason Cooper. Oh, and just the stick held it in place, but Teagarden stays with it, knocks it back into the corner, but Gilmour collects, gets it out of his zone. Sloan gets it, sends it up to Teagarden again. Teagarden now gets it poked to the corner to the outside. Now River Archer has it. River Archer, nice little nifty move. Gets that out to Fort. Fort chips that back in after it hops over his stick. Now Archer there along the boards battling with it. That gets sent out again to Fort. Fort down on the pinch. Keeping that puck down low in the corner. As Findlay's working along the boards against Gilmour. Gilmour comes out with it. And then Mason Cooper collects. Knocks that back to Teagarden, but Gilmour knocks it out. Now Gilmour on pursuit. As they enter the offensive zone, Mason Cooper there. They're going to have a hand up for that and call a penalty. As he went in to play the puck and got a little too much of the body, it looks like. Puck is dropped, sent out of the zone by Findlay. And now trying to get that out is Gilmour, and nice chip there by Webb Sloan to get that out of the zone. And then again, Ronald Pierkowski tried to chip it out too. Just hits a Gilmour player's stick, but Pierkowski able to get that out, and we'll have an offsides. So neutral zone face-off here with just over 6 minutes left in the first, all square. 32 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Trojans. Nice face-off there by Homewood to knock that back to the defense, and his brother sends it around, and then we'll have a puck out of play. And because I was back in the Gilmour zone, that faceoff's going to come all the way back. 21 seconds left on the penalty. River Archer takes the faceoff, tries to knock that forward or backwards to Findlay. Now Gilmour sends that down the length of the ice. That looks like it's going to be an icing, and it is. So we'll try this again with just 10 less seconds left on the penalty kill, which we'll take that. So Archer out there with Teagarden, Eddie Homewood and Ricky Nichols on defense. Puck is dropped. Gilmour looking to move forward with the puck. Puck out. Looking cross ice with Gilmour. A shot from the point. Stick to side. And then another save by Biggs. Great save by Biggs as that puck was bouncing all over and tried to sneak one in on the corner there to Gilmour. Findlay back at full strength now. And we'll have Cooper, Archer, and Teagarden out there with Sloan and Grace. Puck is dropped, sent to the corner. Archer tried to get it out. Nothing doing, sent to the corner, and then a shot by Gilmour goes well wide, hit some bodies in front of the net. Archer tried to knock that out. Another shot, Grace using the skate bottom to stop that. And then that puck sent flying and tipped up in the air. Teagarden gloved it down. And now Sloan trying to get it out there. And then working on pushing it forward is Mason Cooper. He's got one to beat. He goes the outside. That gets pushed aside by Gilmour. But Cooper's still with it. Gets it out to Grace. Tried to get that over to Beach. Had it knocked away. So now Gilmour going through center ice with it. And then looking for a shot was Gilmour. Grace there cutting off the pass and trying to play the shot as well. Shot goes wide. Biggs was ready. And then centering pass, stick to side. Hits a skate and goes out. And now it's a skate race as Schwab and Beach both back there on the forecheck as Gilmour collects. Gilmour cross ice pass. Nobody there. So skate race again as Ryan Pierkowski knocks that out of the zone and Gilmour forced to reset. Now Gilmour looking opposite side of the ice now. Sends it in deep. That goes back behind the net. Webb Sloan back to collect. He's going to try and chip that forward. He does. And then chip it forward again. Caught up in some skates there. Gilmour with a centering pass. Nice work there by Fort. And then Schwab backhands it out of the zone down the ice. Not going to be icing. And that comes out to Pierkowski, who then dips it back into the corner. Now Schwab back there trying to get it. Gilmour backhands it to the side. Ricky Nichols pops up. Wraps it back around the corner. Gilmour's going to collect that, but nice work there by Findlay to at least hold that up. And now Beach and Nichols on the player as they pursue, and a shot glove save by Finn Biggs. Gilmour players split the two Findlay defenders, took a shot, and Biggs with the glove save. So we'll have a defensive zone face off to the glove hand side of Biggs. George Homewood out there now with Burkhart and Shea. Puck is dropped. Nichols tips it back beside or behind the goal. Wrapped back around by Gilmour. Now Fort in the corner battling for it. Gets that up to George Homewood. Almost gets tripped up. He gets it up to Jonah Burkhart. Burkhart's going now. He's got Homewood with him. He's going to fire a shot. That shot, glove or blocker save. Oh, and then the redirect back out to the point. Stick beside and great work by Fort. And great save by Biggs. Fort with the diving stop. Biggs with a sprawled out save. And now shot out to the point. That goes wide. George Homewood has it now. He goes along the boards with it. And now he skates along the inside. And he gets drugged down. And now Schaaf has it. And now Homewood with a nice play. And now looking for a shot is Gilmour. Again by Sloan. There should be some interference there. Now Burkhart's going to flip that up the boards, try to get it to Mason Cooper. Intercepted by Gilmour. And then looking for a centering pass. And they're going to call icing on that. Hard pressed to believe that there wasn't some kind of interference or hold call there, but we play on, no whistle. So just over 2 minutes left here in the first. Mason Cooper now takes face off for the Trojans. Archer and Teagarden out there with him. Puck is dropped, swirling around in front. Collected by Webb Sloan finally. Out to the front, tipped aside. River Archer's got it. He tried to push it through the neutral zone, but it's offsides. Now we've got more bodies flying. So we'll do this. Gets back to Gilmour. They wing it around the back of the opposite side of the ice, back behind the Findlay goal. George Homewood has it. He sends it back around to Teagarden. Teagarden's trying to get there before the defense does, but defense gets there first. But Teagarden comes up with it, and he's got a little bit of room, so he tries to get that through the middle to Archer. He's got it. Archer gets it up to Cooper. Cooper now trying to cut in with a backhand. Hits the post. Oh, my goodness. Stick to the side. Eddie Homewood's got it. He takes the shot. Oh, kick save. Almost went in on the outside. Now held against the wall by Webb Sloan as it leaves the zone. Now tipped forward. Mason Cooper goes opposite side looking for Eddie Homewood. Eddie's got it now. He tries to make a move, just loses an edge. The puck goes back into the corner. Laura Teagarden in pursuit now. Eddie Homewood there too. Still pinching down in the corner. Good work there on the defensive end. That comes out to River Archer. Archer takes a shot, fires one, just goes wide of the goal through the crease. Gilmour looking to clear. Teagarden and Cooper there. Puck held along the ice. He gets it back to Archer. Archer's going to fire another shot from the point. Glove save by the goaltender for Gilmour. Back in the corner now, lifted up, comes out towards the front. Mason Cooper looking for a pass. Sloan's going to send that back down to the corner. Tried to hit Cooper back on the redirect there. That goes over. Eddie Homewood's got it. He tries to send that across. That's out now of the zone. And now tipped back in by Sloan, and Teagarden sends it deep as they'll change forwards. And that's going to be the end of the first period. So the teams will switch and talk about it all square at 0-0 after one. We'll switch sides and come back here momentarily. Welcome back to the start of the second period. Peter Koski out to take the face-off for the Trojans. He'll have Schwab and Beach out there with him. Nichols and Fort on defense. Puck is dropped. Goes back towards Findlay defense. Chipped forward by Fort through the neutral zone. Collecting on it. Oh, nice work by Beach to tip that backwards as they were looking for a nifty pass to the center, Gilmour was. Now Gilmour on the approach, looking for a potential shot. Toe drag. Nope. Thwarted by Peter Koski. Nice work by Ryland to stick with that play. Gets it up to Beach along the boards. Now Peter Koski trying to chip that forward. He's still got it. He's going to send that out down past center ice. Now Mason Beach in pursuit on the forecheck. Gilmour with the cross ice pass. Tried to get that in. And then Ricky Nichols sends it out down the boards. Ryland Peter Koski in pursuit. That hit Gilmour player. I didn't know why they call icing there, but they did. That's still behind center ice, though. So. Homewood out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Tries to get that through the middle. That goes up to Schaaf. Now Gilmour with it through the middle. Shot and score. So Gilmour takes advantage of a loose puck in front. Fires a shot. Just beats low corner there. And that brings the game 11 minutes left here in the second period. Still plenty of hockey left. Same squad out there. They drop the puck. Sloan gets it up to Burkhart. Burkhart then works to try to play that along the boards. Ran into a couple Gilmour players there. Gilmour wraps it back deep behind the net. Grace back there now, trying to make a play on it behind the net. Along with Sloan, that puck comes out in front. Tipped aside by Burkhart. Burkhart tries to get that away. He gets tied up. Gilmour sends it cross ice. Schaaf there, along with Grace, trying to knock that forward. Gilmour sends it back down behind the net. Now sending it aside. Now George Homewood has it. He's going to try to get that out. Just gets caught up in the skates of a Gilmour player. Now Gilmour player has it. Shot. Save. Biggs. Then they'll change lines here. Mason Cooper come out, take the face off for the Trojans. We'll have Archer and Teagarden with him. Puck is dropped. Cooper gets that back to Sloan. Tries to fire that along the boards to Teagarden. Teagarden with it now in the corner. Trying to find some space to get it out. Trying to push that aside is Cooper. Now Archer has it. He tries to get it out. Knocked back by Gilmour. Then sticked aside and held up. And now Archer has it. Archer now looking for Mason Cooper. Nice pass. And Cooper with a good toe drag. And he's got a head of steam. And he's going to go and try to tie this game up. He does! Nifty backhand to forehand deep. Ties the game. River Archer to Mason Cooper for the coast-to-coast goal. And with 9:49 left here in the second, we are all square. Face off for the Trojans, stick that aside. That gets sent back to Webb Sloan. He's going to knock that up. Teagarden tried to knock that forward, but bounced off a Gilmour player. Now Gilmour has it in the offensive zone. That gets stick behind the net. Ricky Nichols there to pick that up. He's going to try to skate through a couple people. He brings it forward to his forehand, tries to chip that forward. Gets back to him, so he knocks that along the boards, looking for Teagarden. Mason Cooper collects. Now he's got it down in the corner. Tipped away by Gilmour, but held in by Nichols. Tried to get that through, but then knocked forward by Teagarden. And or knocked forward by Gilmour rather, and then breakaway opportunity and fumbled. Lost it off his stick. And now Mason Cooper has it. He gets it up to River Archer, who tries to chip that out of the zone. But then Cooper does. Goes down length of the ice. Now Teagarden in pursuit on the forecheck. Teagarden going hard, but just fell off it, or just missed on that one. Now back to Ricky Nichols. Nichols chips it forward. Just missed his centering pass. And Gilmour sends it back down into the corner. Eddie Homewood has it now. Eddie Homewood skating forward with it. Sends that back into the zone. Tried to hit Mason Beach through the middle. It got tipped aside. Now Gilmour with it over the corner. Just able to get it out of the zone. But they've got a 2-on-1 developing. Nope, a lot of Findlay jerseys back now. A shot. Nice save by Biggs. Hank Schwab gets that out. Nice job by Hank. Send that down the length of the ice. And we've got 2 Trojans there hustling hard to try to get it. Mason Beach on the forecheck. Nice job by Mason. Webb Sloan along the boards too, trying to stop that. Now centering pass by Gilmour. Backhand shot wide. Nice work by Henry Fort there to stay with that play. Now out to the point. Shot by Gilmour. Kick save by Biggs. Now trying to get that out was Peter Koski. Peter Koski stick on the ice, and then nice job by Sloan. Stick on the ice again. Trying to come out with it was Findlay, but Gilmour gets a shot. Now Fort's got it. He's going to chip that up the boards to Schwab. Schwab's going to try to move that forward, but Gilmour defense pinching. Now shot in front, blocked by Biggs. Peter Koski there now in the corner trying to work on him. Shot. Now Schwab there trying to work his way forward. Gets caught up between 2 players. Then trying to get this puck out is Peter Koski, but sent back in. Now Fort chips it up the boards. Peter Koski sends it down the length of the ice. This will probably be an icing if it gets there. It is. Ooh, a lot of hard work by the Trojans there on defense, so they'll get some fresh legs out there as we bring this face off to the glove hand side of Finn Biggs. Just under 7 minutes left here in the second period, all tied up 1-1. Puck goes back to the defense of Gilmour, tried to get a shot forward, and it's covered by Biggs. So we'll do this face-off again. George Homewood takes face-off for the Trojans. Homewood gets that over to the corner, try to get it to Schaaf. And now collected by Homewood. Now he's going to bring it up to the outside. Gets chipped forward. He sticks with it. He's still got it. He battles for it. He's muscling his way through, trying to get a shot between a couple players. Got knocked over. Schaaf now in the corner with it. Opposite end of the ice, battling. He's run into a couple players as well. Now Gilmour trying to chip that out. Held in by Fort. Findlay tries to come out with it. Now Gilmour's got it. They're going to wrap it behind the net. Sloan jumps down to drop that pass off. Sends one through the middle. Trying to backhand with Schaaf, and the Gilmour goalie forced to cover. Good heads up backhand there by Schaaf. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off for the good guys here. Mason Cooper out to take the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Tried to tie up. Stick back forward. And then knocked out of the zone by Gilmour. Now Gilmour looking for a shot. That's well wide. Now back out to the point. They're going to send it forward. That's tipped up. Cooper's got it. But then tipped aside. But nice work by Ben Grace to get that out of the zone as he knocks it and it goes past center ice. Looking for the cross ice pass was Gilmour. Nichols goes in there, gets it in between his skates. Nice job. Gives it over to Archer. Archer looks for a shot. He fires one. Didn't quite get the whole stick on it there. Rolls off, held in by Cooper. Cooper dumps it back down to Teagarden. Teagarden battling, gets pinched along the boards. That puck sent behind the net by Gilmour. Then up to their winger, but held in by Nichols, and Nichols dumps it back down into the zone. Mason Cooper now trying to hold this one in. This goes down the length of the ice. This is going to be an icing, folks, when it gets there. So we'll do this face-off again in the Findlay offensive zone here to the glove hand side of the Gilmour goaltender. Peterkowski out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Sends that over to Schwab, held in by Grace. Schwab now has it. He's going to send one at the net, goes just wide. Racing over to go get it is Beach. Beach tries to fire one centering towards the net. That blocks, gets hit by a Gilmour player. Nichols then holds it in. He's going to charge forward. He sends it back to Beach. Oh, nice little give and go there, but just didn't materialize without Beach. Still battling with it. Gets tipped to the side of the boards. Peterkowski there. Nice job with the skates to hold that up. Now Gilmour there, and that's jumped by Ben Grace, but it'll be offsides, but good job because that was going to be a breakaway. As Grace with good. Homewood and Sloan come out on defense. Puck is dropped. Peterkowski gets it back to him. Sloan now battling. Homewood there. Nice work with the skates by Eddie Homewood. Gets that up there, and then Schwab's trying to push it forward. Peterkowski has it now too, and that puck gets hung up in the neutral zone. Now Eddie throws it back into the zone, held in by Schwab. Nope, guess not, so they're going to call an offsides, and we'll get some fresh legs out there on the offensive end. As Homewood, Burkhart, and Shape come out there. Puck drop back to Sloan. Sloan trying to wiggle his way through a bunch of players. Gets tipped aside by Gilmour, and now Sloan's got it again, though, back in the defensive zone. Tries to work that up to Burkhart, but that bounces off the boards weird. Gilmour with the shot, but Homewood was there, got a skate on it, so it goes down into the corner. Now Burkhart battling in the boards. Homewood tried to come out with it, couldn't get it. Turnaround shot for Gilmour. Goes wide. Biggs was on it. Burkhart tried to get that up through the middle, too. Gets chipped out. Now George Homewood's there. And he's going to try to beat a player. He gets tripped up. No call. Clearly tripped, but no call. Wraparound just went wide. Gilmour going to try to clear this. Sloan's there. He's going to send it back down to the corner. Gilmour going to try to chip it out again, and they do. Homewood's got it now. He tries to get it up to his brother. Cross ice. Gilmour's got it. Chips it in. Webb Sloan back to collect. Sloan now tried to get that up to Homewood. Burkhart chips it forward. And now sticked aside by Eddie Homewood. Good job there. Now shot in the slot, looking for a shot. Now nice block again by Findlay defense. Shot, sticked aside, and then shot by Burkhart. Gets that up, trying to get that up to Mason Cooper. Icing waved off. Now sticked aside by Cooper. Backhand looked in the middle, nobody there for Findlay, unfortunately. Good play. Just didn't have the bodies there. Now Nichols there, tries to hold it up. Now trying to center that through the middle of the T-Garden is Archer. He does. T-Garden's got a little bit of a step on it. He tries to backhand one towards the net, just goes behind it. Gilmour looking to break on it, held in by Archer. Archer's gonna fire one, that goes just wide of the net. T-Garden there pursuing in the corner. They send it opposite side, now Archer's over there too. T-Garden in pursuit. Nice job there by Henry Fort to break that up as he's getting grabbed. And then Mason Cooper with some fancy stick work there, try to keep it in along the corner. Held in by Nichols. Nichols dumps it down behind the net. T-Garden now charging. Held in by Henry Fort. He's battling along the boards. Now Gilmour comes out with it. They're going to try to wrap it around the net. But Mason Cooper's there. Tries to chip it forward. Gets it. Oh, centering pass by Ricky Nichols. Just missed T-Garden's stick. And then Fort's there. Trying to hold that out. Now Mason Cooper. Nice job holding him up at the line there. Ricky Nichols has it now. He tries to move it forward. Now a lot of bodies banging, and the puck finally leaves the zone right as it enters, and sent in and offsides. So we'll get some fresh bodies out there. We'll have a neutral zone face-off. Puck is dropped, tied up in front. Peter Koski's got it now. He tries to get it up to Homewood. He does. Grace with a shot from the point. That goes just wide. And that's going to be the end. So after 2, we are all tied up. So teams will talk about it one more time, switch sides, and come back so we can do that hockey for 12 more minutes. All right, welcome back for this exciting third period of hockey. Game 2 of 2 exhibition matchup between your Findlay Trojans, Peewee Gold, and the Gilmour Gladiators, 12U. Puck is dropped. Peter Koski tried to get that back to the defense. Sent with a shot by Gilmour, goes wide, stick in front by Ben Grace. Gets that up to Schwab, that gets out of the zone. Tipped ahead, Beach and Schwab in pursuit on the forecheck. Kept in the neutral zone by Peter Koski, then sent back, then intercepted by Mason Beach. Beach tries to throw one on net, that gets kicked aside. He's racing to the corner, tries to throw shot in the slot, but that just goes off stick. But then Beach again chips it backhand towards the net. Collected by Gilmour as Gilmour's looking for a center ice pass. And then tipped aside by Schwab. And then Grace got a piece of it, and now Sloan's going to reset behind the net. And nope, he's going to change directions. Sloan still has it, though. He gets it around the boards, trying to get it to Beach. Beach works to try to chip it out, but Gilmour keeps it in. Gilmour now has a couple people in front of the net. Nice save by Biggs on that centering pass. Now puck's behind the net. Gilmour comes out to get it. Now sent behind the net again. Ben Grace has it. He's going to wrap it around to Schwab. Pinched up through the defense for Gilmour. Kept it in, but now Rylan Peterkowski has it. He's going to try to chip that forward. Sloan, Peterkowski, and Schwab all there. Schwab gets it out. Now they're racing down the ice. Schwab's battling in the corner. Nice work by Schwab on the body there. Get the player off the puck. Kept in by Homewood. Homewood's going to send that forward towards the net. That goes just a little wide. Now Gilmour looking to break out. Nichols is there on defense along with Homewood. They've got some room. Nichols is going to try to go through a couple players. Puck gets to the corner. George Homewood's there now. He's battling behind the net. Burkhardt in front. Homewood around. It's back down. Eddie Homewood now battling. Working to keep this thing. Gets George Homewood. Nice little nifty move at the blue line. Tries again. He gets tripped up. And we're going to have a penalty. So we'll get a look at a Trojan power play here for a minute. Puck is dropped. Mason Cooper on the face-off for the Trojans. Gets that over to Archer. Gets that up to the point to Nichols. Gets that over to Homewood rather. Homewood now's got a little bit of room. He goes around a player. He takes a shot. Oh, that tips off the shoulder of the goaltender. Now Teagarden with it in the corner battling. George Homewood comes to join him too. Teagarden again with it. Teagarden gets turned around there. Gilmour comes out with it. Sent forward, Mason Cooper has it. He gets it over to Ricky Nichols. They've got some room. He gets it up to George Homewood. That's just chipped aside, but gloved down by Nichols. Nichols now trying to get that to Teagarden up front. Pass evades him, but Teagarden, nice play, but then the puck's knocked out. So 11 seconds left on the penalty. Sorry, that was the number 1, not number 11 on the screen. Or tripping, but still a few seconds left. See if the Trojans can capitalize on this man advantage. Defensive change. Sloan and Fort come out. Puck drop back to Archer. Archer fires a shot. That's loose in front, collected by Gilmour. Kept in by Archer. Archer's going to wing another shot. That glove save and bounces off the front. Now Fort's got it. Fort's going to dump it down to the corner. Teagarden pursuing behind the net. Same with Mason Cooper. Gilmour wraps that up along the boards and misses their centering pass. And so Fort dumps it back in. Gilmour back at full strength. Now puck in the corner. And that takes an odd bounce. And collected by Gilmour there. That player ran into Sloan. Both going for a loose puck. Shot from the point goes off the side of the post. Oh, nice effort there by River Archer diving on that shot. Now it's going to go behind the net. And they're going to try to get it to Archer. Archer's going to try to tip that forward. Now Sloan's got it. He's going to try and tip it up again. Now Archer battling for it as well. Now back to Sloan. Now it goes off of Archer. Out of the zone. And then Fort looking to play that off the boards, gets chipped ahead by Gilmour. Mason Cooper there now. Sticks that aside. Now he's got a head of steam going into the zone. He tries to cut that back for Peter Koski. Mason Cooper looking to do something with it. Finds Peter Koski in the slot. Ryland fires a shot. Glove save, Gilmour goaltender. Just under 7 minutes left here in the third. All square. Peter Koski take the face-off for the Trojans. Ryland tried to knock that forward. Sticked aside by Gilmour. Gilmour looking for a centering pass. Broken up partially by Ricky Nichols. Oh, and you've got the player running into the net. Knocking the net off. Hopefully everyone's okay. All right, puck is dropped. Gilmour has it from the point. Nice block there. And collected by Peter Koski. Tries to get that up the boards. Beach is in pursuit now as it acts. Trying to play that up the boards. Nice job there by Hank Schwab to slow that progression up. Now looking to send it forward is Gilmour. Ben Grace is there. He's going to take this around the net. Bounce that off the boards to Peter Koski. He's going to get that forward to Beach. And now Beach has a head of steam. He's going to dump that into the zone deep and pursue it in the corner. Now Schwab and Beach both going for it. Now a shot by Beach. It's loose in front. Oh, and it gets tipped out. Sloan's got it now. He's going to move it up to Schwab. Schwab knocks, Gilmour's defense knocks that forward. And now George Homewood comes out with it. Now he's going to look to make a backhand move. He tries to send it in front, nobody there. And now that's sent down the length of the ice by Gilmour. This should be an icing. And it is. So now Eddie Homewood, or George Homewood out there with Burkhart and Shea, along with Eddie Homewood and Nichols on defense. Puck is dropped. Try to get it back to the defense. Tipped aside and then sent back. And Gilmour tries to enter the zone. Nice work there by Eddie Homewood getting away. He's got it. He's going to wrap that around the boards. Intercepted by Gilmour, looking for a centering pass out front. That's going to be just wide. Now Burkhart in pursuit, but Gilmour gets across center ice, sends that deep down into the zone. Eddie Homewood's got it. He's going to send that along the boards to Burkhart. He's going to stick that aside to George Homewood. Homewood's going to get a skate on it, and he's going to keep battling for it as he loses it. Nice work there by Homewood. Sticked aside by Burkhart, and now Gilmour collects as they go through the neutral zone. That's offside. And we're going to have a misconduct penalty by a Gilmour player. And that'll put Findlay on the power play. So with a minute 29 left, Findlay will have a power play for a minute. Or 4 minutes, 29 seconds left, rather. Cooper out, takes face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper still got it, gets it over to Homewood. Homewood in the corner. Gets that back to Sloan. Gets it back to Homewood. Homewood gets it back to Sloan. Sloan with a little move, tried to get that centering pass, but got tipped aside. Nice work there by Mason Cooper to recover. Gets that to Sloan. Gets that up to Teagarden. Teagarden now trying to chip that forward as well. He does. It's collected by George Homewood. Makes a man miss. Tried to go through another one. Just couldn't have it. But he sticks with it. Trying to get through the middle again. Chipping that out is Gilmour. So 13 seconds left here on the power play for the Trojans. They get that up. Nichols to Teagarden. They're pushing. He gets it to Homewood. Homewood tried to battle it through to get a shot. Out. Sloan's going to hold that along the boards. Wait for everybody to get out of the zone. They do. They chip it in. And then sticked aside by Mason Cooper. He's going to get that up the boards. That's going to get tipped forward. Now going cross-ice pass with it is Gilmour. And offsides. So just under 3 minutes left, all square here in the third period. Cooper out now to take the face-off for the Trojans. Of Sloan and Fort back there on defense. Peter Koski and Archer with them as forwards. They get that forward. Peter Koski now Sends that down along the boards. Touched by Gilmour right before the blue line, so no icing opportunity there. Held in by Fort. Fort and Peterkowski battling along the boards with it. Cooper jumps in as well. Chips it back down. Peterkowski trying to come out with it. Gilmour does. Flips it to the outside. Now nice work by Sloan with the skate to hold that up in the neutral zone. Now Gilmour looking to do something with it. Centering shot, or pass rather, goes through the slot. Nobody there. Now tipped aside by Cooper. Gets it over to Fort. Peterkowski flips that out of the zone. Gilmour collects the center ice and well behind center ice, so that should be icing. And we'll have an offensive zone face-off with just over 2 minutes left here in the third. Homewood, Teagarden, and Burkhardt out now. The offensive line, Grace and Nichols out there on defense.
Go, George!
Homewood gets that over to Grace. Grace tried to tip that out, lost in the skates. He still got it. Gets it over to Homewood. Homewood makes a man miss. He tries to throw it up. Oh, just blocked by the body. Burkhardt's got it in the corner. Centering pass in front. Nobody there for Findlay. Now Grace goes down to pinch. Nice job by Grace. Keep that puck in there. Nice job by Nichols to hold that up. Here comes Teagarden as well. Nice job by Teagarden with the stick work. Now Nichols has it. He's looking to get that, and now we've got some kind of penalty going on here. Oh, and we're going to have two going. One or two, not sure. We're going to have one. Go into the box. So with just under 1:30 left here in the third, Findlay's going to have a power play for 2/3 of it here. That's a 2-minute penalty, so that's Findlay's going to be on the power play for the rest of the game. Looks like we got a misconduct penalty going. On number 1, that's his second penalty of the game. So Mason Cooper take the face-off. He'll have George Homewood and Laura Teagarden with him. Findlay on the man advantage for the remainder of the game at this point. Sloan and Nichols out there with them as well. They get that back to Sloan. Sloan's going to try to fire a shot. That gets tipped out by Gilmour. Oh, Homewood now with a little bit of room. He's going to fire a shot, gloved, and held onto by the Gilmour goaltender. Minute 4 left. Puck is dropped. Mason Cooper controls it. He gets it over to Webb Sloan. Gets that over to Ricky Nichols. Nichols trying to take a shot. He's still a little off his stick, but got it to the corner. Now George Homewood battling for it along the boards. Tried to get that over the middle of the Teagarden, but that's intercepted. Now Sloan pinches down. He's got the puck. He fires one on net. That goes wide behind. Ricky Nichols battling, gets the puck. He sends one cross. I tried to hit George Homewood in the slot. And now sending it out, but keeping it in. Nice work by Ricky Nichols. Tried the backhand centering pass to Mason Cooper. That just got missed. And now here comes Gilmour with a shot. Quinn Biggs. I thought it was a 2-minute penalty too. And with a second left, it was originally looked like a 2-minute penalty on the board, and they had 2 kids in the box. So we're confused as to why now for the closing second and a half. Puck is dropped, and that'll be the game, folks. So some confusion at the end, but 2 hard-fought games by both teams as we walk away with a 1-1 tie. So game 1 was a 2-2 tie. Game 2 was a 1-1 tie here as the Trojans traveled to Gilmour Academy. So good hockey played by both teams today. So thank you all for watching. Come check us next weekend as we've got games at home at the Cube. Have a good rest of your Sunday.